to have the right to do some of these things. I understand that we need to have rules in this community, but these rules need to make sense, and these rules also, because they're made by our neighbors, because members of this board are our neighbors, the rules need to have a little more care to them. The world is not black and white. There's got to be situations every day when somebody can respond. When we sent them a letter and explained to them why we wanted to put that flag up and why it had to stay, when we did that, there was no response. When we sent them a letter that said you should really check out the Freedom to Display the Flag Act of 2005, that specifically states no homeowners association or real estate management group can restrict your ability to display the American flag on a piece of property within the association that's specifically for your personal use and belongs to you. And I pointed out that, you know what, I think if my front door doesn't apply, then I'm not sure what does apply. Amen. And you know, the biggest disappointment here is that we told them that my son's deployment would be over in early October, and when the deployment is over, the flag would come down, because that's been our tradition. The flag, if you see the flag and the candle up, he's overseas. Not one of them reached out and said, you know, we see your flag's down. We're glad your son's home safe. And I guess that's the disappointing stuff. And then you hear stories from our neighbors about how crazy some of the rules are.
Yep.
You know, there was one post that I read recently about a Meals on Wheels situation that if you read that, you've got to be appalled at that. But what's hard for me to understand is I really believe in the system. And so the system really requires us to get a new board. And then maybe we can end all of this, but as far as your support and you know what, and that you would stand in solidarity for us to stand up and say, you know what, there are certain rights that we have that you will never take away, and one of them is to express pride in our country.
That's it.
Right, sir.
Well, isn't it illegal to write that agreement up the way it's written up?
It is illegal, and she did it behind. The lawyer told her not to, and she wrote it up herself anyway. She passes it around, and
for us, it was directly.
and mine, because I have a flag in my window, and it's Jewish flag, and it was to me too. That's exactly right. Her too.
When we got the letter in May or June that the bylaws changed, and it said we couldn't have our flag up because it was draped over the door.
I got a letter too,
which we researched 15 years ago. On 9/11, that flag went up because he got deployed.
If we get enough signatures,
okay.
Oh, sir,
and we reached
not also
out.
apply to gold stars?
So we would
gold
never
stars
put
draped over your
anything
door,
up
it
that
would be the
was
same thing,
not.
would it not? Where they would have the same type of problem with that?